Hi everyone, I'm Chris and I'm the voice of the Inner Temple. Absolutely petrified. This is my first time that I've done a video where you can see my face. I've spent the last 15-20 minutes trying to psych myself up, and I think I've been more nervous doing this than any interviews that I've ever done in my life. I thought it was about time that I did a video where you can see my face so that you can see that I'm a real person. Set my channel up a year ago now, struggling with my mental health over the last 10 years. Lots of things have happened. And I've been suffering like I know so many people are. And I started doing these videos to try and help myself and as many people as I can. This is not scripted, so there's going to be pauses, there's going to be a frightened look on my face. Normally I'm making sure that my script is perfect, or as perfect as can be, and I'm worried about background noise, so you'll probably hear the rats. My stepdaughter's rats making a noise in a minute, but I'm not going to worry about those. I'm going to, try not to anyway. Keep staring at my face in the screen, and hopefully I'll become more confident as I go. Waffling a bit, but just want to talk a little bit about, again, my channel and why I'm doing this. I'm a real warrior. I've been for quite some time. I'll worry about something and then think of the worst case scenario, and I'll worry about that. And 99.9 times out of 100, that never happens, and all that worrying was for nothing. I know that there are things that could happen that could be serious or sad, but it's the suffering from the worrying about the future that might not necessarily happen that really gets me. I also suffer from health anxiety, which is awful. I could worry about any lumps, bumps, or symptoms, and suddenly start thinking that I'm going to die. It's awful. I know there's people out there that are suffering the same. I follow quite a few people on YouTube as well that are suffering from the same things, and it's worrying about the future. It's being anxious, but I've got absolutely everything I could dream of in life. Beautiful wife, kids that are amazing, wonderful family. Probably hear my stepdaughter shouting in the background. Normally I'll be going in there trying to tell her to be quiet whilst I'm recording, but whatever happens during this recording, I'm just going to try and relax about it. About 5 or 6 years ago, I was introduced to some people that you probably have heard of, the likes of Eckhart Tolle, Mooji, Jung, Alan Watts. They all talk about ego, true self, you're not your thoughts. And something really resonated there. It was like a light bulb moment. It was just like, wow, that is it. Deep down, we're all perfect. And within us all, there's that peace, that stillness, and love. Love's not external, love's within, and it's people a lot of the time that show you that love and make you feel that. But it's in there all the time. It always has been. We're perfect in every way. Since we were young, we've learnt things, learnt behaviours, been told what's right and wrong. There's been some, bad things that have happened that may affect you going on in life, some traumatic times that mould you to the person you are. And they come out in emotions like anger, sadness, worry, fear. And I'm a very fearful person. But recent years, since discovering these people that I was talking about earlier and listening to what they've had to say, it all start making sense. And I know that's the truth, and it's helped me so much. And that's what I want to do in my videos. What I've learned and what I've experienced is to try and create content that will help others and give others that spark that I had. I still have my moments. I've had moments today with health anxiety, but it's not as bad as what it was, and I just realised that they're just thoughts. That's all they are. I'm probably worrying about something that's never going to happen, and if it does, because terrible things do happen, and people do become unwell, and that might be the same for myself. But it's just a case of dealing with it at the time, and we as humans do, deal with that. But in that process, we develop coping mechanisms of, denying things or projecting our anger onto people, or taking our mind off what we're trying to worry about. For me, I try and distract myself. So I'll play a lot of Xbox, I'll take myself into another world for a few hours, and then after I've stopped playing, them thoughts suddenly come back. And it's horrible, and especially at night time. That's why I do a lot of, excuse me, I won't edit that out, I'll leave that in. Going back to I try and do guided sleep meditations, because I've had trouble sleeping at night, and that's normally the worst time. Something's happened during the day, or you're worried about something, you'll replay it in your mind and create scenarios that you think might happen, and it just keeps you awake. So I listen to my own videos sometimes, and I hope it helps some of you, just to sort of calm the mind and try and find some peace and just stop those thoughts. But I know they keep coming back. But once you recognise that they are just your thoughts, they're not real. The real you is somebody who's calm, stillness. Now that's within us all, but trying to find that sometimes with all the dramas and things that are going on, I know, it's difficult, even after all this years of studying and producing videos and understanding what's going on in my mind, it's hard sometimes to still get away from that. But it does get easier, and I've had some really wonderful experiences over the years. I can remember letting go of, I won't go into it now, I'll probably save it for another video, but letting go of a particular thing that happened in my life a while back, and I can't describe the feeling. It was just like total bliss. People say about heaven and hell. To me, that's a state of mind. Hell, been there. Heaven, that's where the bliss is, and that's where I want to stay, and that's where a lot of people want to be, is in that state of mind where just pure, I can't describe it. I can remember after letting go what was bothering me a few years ago. I can remember it was a lovely sunny day, and I was putting the washing out, which is something I hate doing, and it was one of the most blissful moments of my life. It was, blue sky, I could hear the birds singing, I was totally in the present moment, and I can't describe the feeling I had, and it was just letting go of something that had happened in the past. I will explain it in another video exactly what that was and how that happened, but it was unbelievable. It was just like I was in the moment. I wasn't in the past. I wasn't worrying about the future. I was just listening to the birds, just beautiful sun, and it's something like putting the washing out, which is a chore. It was just one of the most memorable moments of my life. Sounds weird, but it was. I think I'm going to do more. I feel a bit more confident now. It was just initially starting this video that I was actually petrified, but I'm quite enjoying now talking to you. So I think I'll probably do some more videos. Please let me know what you think, and whether you enjoy my videos. I try and mix it up a bit with my videos. I do my guided sleep meditations to try and help people that are struggling to get to sleep. And I've had some good feedback from that. And I try and do some other videos, about the ego or our false selves, and about the different emotions and letting go, and some guided meditations. Yeah, just trying to help as many people as I can, even if it's just that one person that I help, that means the world to me, and it's helping me as well. So it's like a journey that I'm on, which, I'd like to take as many people as I can. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for this video, but please let me know in the comments, if there's anything, what your thoughts are of my channel, whether I should do some more face-to-face videos. I'm even worried about at the start about the state of the room. I've had to move around to move the Hoover, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I shouldn't worry about that. It's just, again, it's the mind, worrying about what people will think. I'm a people pleaser, and, I don't want people to judge me. And yeah, I'm going to leave the video there. Like I say, I hope you enjoy my videos. Please subscribe if you want to come on this journey with me. I'm going to upload this now and do some editing. The sound quality might be poor, but again, it doesn't matter. See, I'm trying to I'm worrying about things again. But thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. Leave a like and subscribe if you can. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I hope this helps someone, and I hope my videos do too. Thank you all.